Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
James.
John just here.
And we're back for another week without Jossie. I'm going to put a boo sound effect in here every time Jossie's not here. But I just want everyone to know that Jossie is not here because of school or anything like that. He went to go get sushi with his friends. That's why he's not here. So he deserves a boo sound effect. I'm gonna put that right here in editing.
Yeah, that one deserves a boo.
Shame on you, Jossie.
It depends on the sushi spot.
I don't know where he went, but I don't think. First of all, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Like, who's getting sushi right now?
That's what I was gonna say. Morning time sushi.
Dang, right. we really putting him on blast.
It's a breakfast sushi spot. It must have just opened.
You have eggs in your eggs and tuna in your rice roll. Ugh. Okay. But anyway, this is a big week. The Eternals came out this past weekend, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Jaja didn't see it, so we're gonna talk about it a little bit. Try not to spoil it too much, even though he said he didn't care. But whatever. We'll
please don't give me the boo sound effect.
No, you're done. No, actually, you have to get one too, Jaja. I'm sorry. But it's okay. I know we have busy lives, and it's a long movie. You might not have been able to dedicate the time to go see it because it was very long. But yeah, before we get to all that, like, how have you guys been? What are some nerdy things you guys have done this week?
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I'll kick us off. I've been pretty good. So I've been doing actually a lot of nerdy things. I saw Eternals, of course, Friday. I went midday, about 5:30, so I didn't fall asleep. But it was interesting, so I wasn't even about to fall asleep at all. I started watching Dune. I fell asleep on that. It wasn't that interesting to me. Well, it was kind of interesting, but there were like a lot of slow parts, and then they talk really low. So it was like one of those kind of movies. So I need to watch it like during the day or something. I watched the My Hero movie. That was really good. I wouldn't say go out your way to see it, but it was cool. Like it was about like different heroes across the world. So they introduced more heroes, but you didn't really get to see them fight. So that was kind of disappointing. It was still the usual like class 1A. Yeah, Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki. There was like the main people fighting. So seems like a missed opportunity to show some other characters. But it was a pretty cool, interesting concept that was going on in there. And then I watched The Harder They Fall, the Western that's on Netflix now. They like incorporated most of Black Hollywood because they're just almost everyone you could think of. There was in that. Let me pull some of the cast here.
Like Regina King, Idris Elba.
Yeah, Zazie Beetz, Jonathan Majors, RJ Cyler. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but he was in Power Rangers. He was a Blue Power Ranger, the most recent Power Rangers. Delroy Lindo was in there. I like him a lot. Danielle Deadweiler, she was there. Dion Cole. I know him from Blackish and some of his stand-up stuff, but he wasn't even a funny role in this. Like he was a serious role in that. Woody McClain. Yeah, there were just a lot of people in that, but it was a really, really good movie. It's like a legit Western. So like, there's not like a comedy angle or anything. It's a true blue Western.
Yep. I have to watch it again. I started watching it, but I fell asleep and I missed literally a whole like hour. So I missed most of it. I have to watch it. I have to watch it again. But from what I did see, it was very interesting. I just have to finish it. But I'm probably just gonna start over. Yeah. Also you went to last week we recorded on Sunday, but it was before you went to Plus Ultra's event. How was that?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. So it was like a Squid Game themed kind of Halloween event. So outdoors, I felt pretty comfortable outdoors without the mask. But so the games were red light, green light. They did that. It was kind of funny because I was like the last person to cross. So like all the people with the Nerf guns that were like killing people, they were like surrounding me, trying to catch me slipping. So it was like super, super stressful. And then
that sounds dope. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first game. It actually had a pot too, like a little piggy bank with money in it. So that was cool. I think it was like $100 total. And then the next game was tug of war, but the rope like broke. So we had to switch the game. So we did like a wheelbarrow race. So everyone had partners in the wheelbarrow race. So my partner, she had on that, the red light, green light. I don't even know what her name was, but that doll thing that turned around with the orange dress.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She had that on. So there was no way she could do the hands part in the wheelbarrow race. So because she had a dress on. So I had to do the hands part. So I sacrificed my hands for the team. But but we advanced to the next round. So we made it through the wheelbarrow race. And then the next round was it it was like knockout style beer pong. So they had like these giant beer pong, and then a ball. It was kind of windy out. I took the L there. I'm gonna go ahead and preface with that. So I did not win. I lost that beer pong. But yeah, so that was the last one. So basically the last person standing at beer pong ended up winning the piggy bank with all the money. So it was a really fun event. Definitely shout out to Plus Ultra for hosting it. I enjoyed it a lot.
But you didn't win the $100.
I did not win the money.
Was it like a relay race, or was like each event held separately?
Each one was held separately. So after red light, green light, like if you were moving when the music stopped, someone with a Nerf gun came and shot you. So then you were eliminated. And then the next round was the wheelbarrow race. And then it was like the top 3 teams in the wheelbarrow race advanced. And then it was like 6 people left at the beer pong part. So then just all 6 last one standing wins the money.
Got it.
That sounds that sounds so dope. I really wish that I was able to attend their events, but they're in DC and I'm in New York. So
actually they're going to be at Anime NYC. They mentioned they didn't say explicitly what it was. Or maybe I just didn't hear it, but they will be at Anime NYC if you are planning on going and doing something there.
Is Anime NYC this coming weekend?
It is.
Or is
I
it
think
next weekend?
Yeah, this week.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well,
either this week or next week. Let me double check before I lie to anyone.
I think
put it on your calendar, Shannon.
I know I gotta get a ticket. If it's this weekend, no bueno. Because
I think it's the 19th to the 21st.
Oh, okay, yes. So
weekend.
I might buy a ticket then for one of the days, maybe Saturday. Because I didn't go to Comic-Con and I felt FOMO from not going to Comic-Con. So
what are ticket prices looking like?
For a single day, it's not that bad. I think it's like $30, $40. I have no clue.
Oh, 3-day ticket, 75.
Yeah, a 3-day ticket is 75, which is already like not bad at all. Yeah.
That isn't bad.
Yeah. But I think a 1-day ticket's like $60. So I feel like, right?
Saturday only is 65.
Yeah, so like you might as well just buy a 3-day ticket, right?
You might as well get the weekend pass. Yeah. Even if you only go one day, especially if that day is going to be Saturday.
Yeah. Because my thing is that Anime NYC is not as big. Well, I don't know. Maybe now it's going to be bigger than it wasn't. But last time I went, it's a little bit smaller than Comic-Con. So I'm just like, is a 3-day ticket really worth it? But if it's only $75 versus, it's sold out anyway. The 3-day ticket is sold out.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So I'm either going on Friday or Saturday. Probably Friday because it's only $50. But we'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't go Sunday because that's like the tail end of it.
Yeah, Sunday is the worst day for any con, really.
All the vendors ran out of stuff.
Right. Yeah, they don't have any more stuff. They're ready to just go home, get out of there. Like no one cares on Sunday.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, also at the Plus Ultra, they had like door prizes, or I guess maybe door prize, or just everyone gets something. But I got. Hold on, let me show you guys. They're partnered with this hair company, ORS. So I got this like temporary hair dial and a hair dye. And a treatment mask, conditioning mask for my hair.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna dye your hair temporarily?
Yeah, like temporary. It's like a cyan blue. So if I can think of a character with like cyan blue, then I'll try to cosplay that.
Okay.
But and some comics. So I got a bunch of comics here. Let me see. Let me just read some off. Empire Aftermath Avengers. So this is like the new Avengers. King in the Block looks like something Spider-Man related. I haven't heard of it. Powers of X. Way of X, Nightcrawler, and then Justice League. So free comics. I got some comics. I'm gonna stash these because they may be worth $10,000 in the future. You never know. But yeah, thanks to Plus Ultra for hosting that.
Keep them in mint condition. Yeah, I definitely want to go. I want to like plan out to be able to go to their next event because like DC is really not that far from me. I can easily drive up there. So maybe in their next event, I'll make a plan to go up there because their events always look like they're fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Can hop on the megabus for like $12. So what about you, Jaja? Have you done anything?
Yeah, I did a few things. I've been like super nerdy this week. I'm not gonna lie. I rewatched Tokyo Revengers.
You rewatched it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Already, huh?
Yep. And not regretting it at all. Still, I told you guys last week I was playing Pokemon Go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't just play it. I've been I took a nosedive into it, updating myself on everything. And yeah, I've been playing it a lot and it's been pretty cool. And part of my busy week, I unfortunately had to go to the hospital. Well, I didn't have to. I took my girl to the ER. She had to get a procedure done. But
I hope everything's okay.
Besides, she's good. But besides that point, there's a lot of stuff to do in Pokemon Go at the hospital. There's a lot of Pokemon there. Like, and it just made me think about some of the places, the points of interest that they say are in the game. It's like, do they really expect people to like pull up to these places and play Pokemon Go? Because like I know, like down here, it's a lot of churches. I'm gonna say the number one Pokestop you find out here is a church, and it's like, and even if they're a gym, so it's like, am I gonna just go into this church and pull up in the parking lot and just start spinning Pokestops and start battling the gym? I know it's for the people there, but it's like it's kind of weird sometimes when you go out there trying to, especially when you're by yourself, and it's like, you don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, wait. So for everyone who doesn't know, and for like early players of Pokemon Go, can you explain like what you can do now in Pokemon Go that you couldn't do before, like when it first came out, when it was really popular?
So one of the most popular features, which I think is pretty dope, I'm trying to get to level 38 so that you can nominate new Pokestops and gyms.
Wow.
So that's cool.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
So if you don't have one near you, luckily I can spin Pokestops from my house. It's pretty cool. But if you don't, it kind of sucks because you have to go outside and, just to get Pokeballs. But you can now nominate points of interest. Of course, there's recommendations. You can't just like nominate your apartment or something like that, or your house. It has to be a place where people can go, like a public place. What else? They like the raids where the Pokemon spawn at the gyms, the really strong legendaries or whatever, that you had to go with like a group of friends and battle this gym. They let you do it remotely now. You can get like a remote raid pass, and if someone's hosting a raid, they can invite you, even though you're not physically there, and you can participate and get the Pokemon like that. Trade and battling has been out for a while, and there's just tons more Pokemon out there. I'm trying to think of some other features, but there's some other things that they upgraded that's pretty cool.
It sounds cool. It makes me wish, like, I really wish that like there was more cool stuff like that to do when the game first came out, because like it was so popular and like literally everyone was playing it. But I feel like it would have lasted. I feel like it would have been more popular for longer if they would have had more stuff like that to do.
Yeah. I feel like, I know the game tries to promote like community building and friendship building, but like they kind of make it hard for you because like let's say you friend somebody, you have to go through 4 levels of friendship before you get to the point where you can actually trade. Well, you can trade, but it's really expensive to trade without getting to that rank. So you have to spend days going back and forth, sending each other gifts to get to this rank, just so you can trade. Like, it makes the trading difficult. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And
okay.
You have to give people your player code to be friended. So you can't just like for instance, I'm at my house and I'm spinning Pokestops. I saw last night that somebody put a lure on the Pokestop to make the Pokemon come. And I see the guy, and it's like, even if I wanted to friend him and somebody else in my community that's playing Pokemon Go, how would I do that? There's no way in the game for you to do that. You would have to physically go to the spot and hope that he's there or she,
So there's still things that they can work on to make it better. So it's not there yet then. Okay.
What else have I been doing? Oh, I watched the DC Injustice movie. Could talk about that. Yes.
It's the animated though, right?
Based off of the animated movie based off the video game and the comic.
Oh, it's out now.
Series.
I didn't realize it came out already.
Yeah,
I watched it.
That's what I'm doing this week.
I was disappointed.
Wow, really? In a DC animated movie? That sounds
that's what I was gonna say. I was like super hyped because I like DC kills the animated movies, and this was one of my favorite stories because the Injustice game was great. Like, we finally got a DC fighting game, but the story behind it was so cool. And then when I found out that there was a comic that it was based on, I went and actually read the comic, quote unquote, while I listened through it through YouTube. Some guy read it to me, so I know the whole story, and it was just so gritty, and like a lot of people died, and there was so many consequences. A lot of stuff was at stake, and this movie just it missed. It missed all the like things that made that story so like real. So I mean, there was some they followed the storyline loosely, but the stuff they added in was just like it reminded me of how Japanese anime, when they convert the manga into anime, they throw in some filler that's just like, yo, this was not needed. Like, let's get to, we want to see what we really came here for. So I'll wait till James watches it to really break it down, because I don't want to spoil
I appreciate that.
And yeah, that's it for my real nerdy things that I did this week.
All right. What did I do? I watched The Eternals. I saw it on Thursday at 6:00, early enough so that, I wasn't tired. The AMC that I went to had a bar in it, which is different. I know that they have AMCs.
Mine did too.
Yeah, I know they have AMCs with bars now, but this is the first time I've been to one. So I got a frozen margarita, and I was enjoying that while the movie was on, and that was definitely a plus.
It's one of the theaters where there's like a waitress going around while the movie's going.
No. So the bar is like, so I don't know. So it's not a dine-in theater. I've been to one of those before too, but that wasn't it. It was just a bar. It was outside, like where the concession stand was. And, you order your drinks, you can bring it in there. So that was pretty cool. Definitely needed that, even though my paper straw. Sorry, can I go on a tangent about paper straws really quick? I know they're good. I know they're good for the environment, but they suck. They're so bad. My paper straw disintegrated into my drink midway through the 2 hour and 40-minute movie, and I had to like drink it out of the cup, which drinking a slushie out of the cup is not as good, because then you get all the ice and then you don't get out of it's like, ugh. Yeah. Yes.
If you're gonna talk about paper straws, can we talk about the reusable straws real quick and how unsanitary those things are?
You got to make sure you wash them.
Metal ones.
Yeah, the metal ones.
I hate them. I hate them so much.
I like metal straws, though. You just have to make sure you clean them every time. You know what I mean? They give you the little thing, thingy that you stick in there and clean it. Just gotta make sure you're doing that.
Cleaner.
Yeah, the pipe cleaner. There you go. Thank you. But paper straw is like, oh my god, they have to like figure out a way to make them not so terrible.
It reminds me of like soggy breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
And it's basically unusable after it starts to melt in the middle or whatever. It's just so bad. Anyways,
you're just drinking a straw at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry, that was my tangent about paper straws. I was really mad because I was trying to ask my boyfriend to go get me another straw. He didn't want to get up to get me another straw, even though he didn't enjoy the movie. But I'll get to that. And he wasn't enjoying the movie, but I'll get to that in a second. What else I did? There's a new Mario Party game out for Switch. So me and my boyfriend have been playing that. It's really fun. I love Mario Party. So if you have a Switch, that's another good multiplayer game to try to nab. It's pretty cool. What else have I been doing? Oh, I started watching Sailor Moon Crystal, and I moseyed through 3 episodes, which I wasn't really paying attention to. I had it on the background, so I have to watch it again, even though it's pretty good so far. So I'll probably finish watching that. And then I was going to start watching Tokyo Revengers, but I did not get to it this week. But I'm going to get to it this coming week, so I have that watched.
I cannot wait till you get to that.
No, I'm gonna get to it this week. I was trying to decide what I wanted to watch first. But since I'm so familiar with Sailor Moon already, I'll probably just go watch Tokyo Revengers first. So I'll switch over to that one.
I mean, I am getting good reviews, not reviews, but feedback from people that I recommended it to. A couple people have watched it and come back to me and said that was it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So has anybody been playing anything? You've been playing Pokemon Go, but have you been playing any other video games?
I meant to start playing Kingdom Hearts again because I never actually beat it. So they added Apple Music to PS5 now. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
I was like, maybe if I play some music I like in the background, I'll enjoy the game a little more. But I didn't actually start playing it. So that is what I plan on doing though.
Go ahead, Shannon.
No, I was gonna say I can say as someone who has finished Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know if that's gonna help you, but you can try. You can try and see.
I was gonna say I'm glad you brought up Kingdom Hearts 3 because I heard 2 episodes ago when I wasn't here, y'all talking about it and talking about how like not hyped. Shannon disappoints me with how not hyped she was after waiting for it for years. And you PS4 players, y'all don't realize that them coming out on the Switch and the Xbox, that's not for you guys. We haven't got to play it. I had to search long and wide for a PS3, PS2 to play Kingdom Hearts 3, whatever that first one was. that I fell in love with, and then I couldn't play nothing. That was it.
Well, we hope you get to enjoy the experience.
Well, are you gonna play it now?
I played the new one, and I liked it. I mean, I finished it. I didn't collect. I didn't 100% it, but I went through the story.
Wait, you played Kingdom Hearts 3? First of all, why is this the first time hearing of this? I didn't know you played it.
Jen, what do you mean? The first Kingdom Hearts game was Sora on the. I don't know if that's Kingdom Hearts 1 or 3. I get confused with the game titles, but like the first one that came out on PlayStation.
Oh, so Kingdom Hearts 1, right?
Yeah, I played that one, and that was it.
Oh, okay. So you didn't play
the newest one came out.
So So you played Kingdom Hearts 3 then?
Right, and I finished it, and we talked about this on the pod.
Did you play Kingdom Hearts 2?
No. Right.
So were you?
No, I don't think so.
How did you play Kingdom Hearts? Were you not? Oh, I do remember this vaguely. How are you not?
Do you remember? I went and watched so many videos.
Oh yes, I remember.
And found out the story. And once I understood the story, it blew my mind. But it took a while to freaking understand what was going on.
I still don't understand the story. And I watched those videos.
It's a lot. It's confusing as
it is.
Hell, but it's kind of cool if you have the patience to watch 2-hour-long YouTube videos explaining what's going on in every game and how it connects and what's this character doing and why this character is acting like this in this game and not in this game. It's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah, I had to watch it because I didn't play the bridge games. I only played Chain of Memories. That was the only bridge game I played. All those other games, nah.
Yeah, I mean, the bridge games, they didn't add that much to the story besides one little tidbit maybe here and there, but
I feel like the bridge games added...
to know.
No, I feel like the bridge games added a lot to the story, like a lot.
Some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, but I feel like some of the more minor ones added stuff to the story, like the stupid mobile game. Like there was stuff from the mobile game built into the story. I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm like, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
But
there was one really dumb mobile game that added a lot of about the whole Kingdom Hearts, everyone who wielded the Keyblade, the whole war. I was like, really, y'all explaining this in this little Game Boy game? Or I think it was a mobile app.
Actually. It was a mobile app. It was a mobile game, yeah. And I was like, what the heck? Yeah. So that's. So
I'm just here to say we everyone who didn't have a PlayStation at that time, that's who's enjoying Kingdom Hearts right now.
Yeah,
I guess so. You PS4 players with
somebody gets to.
Your exclusives are spoiled. That's why I came locked and loaded this episode.
Jaja wanted some smoke.
Yeah, I came locked and loaded with the game news.
I do wonder if people enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3, people who haven't been waiting 12 years for Kingdom Hearts 3, I wonder if they'll enjoy it more than the people who were waiting so long for it. Because I feel like after waiting so long for it, it's disappointing. But maybe if you play it all the way through, because you played it on Xbox or you're playing it on Switch for the first time, you just play all the games all the way through, maybe you'll like it a little more. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on where you're coming from. But I
feel like it's similar to the Marvel Avengers game that came out. It was so hyped up that when it came out, it just didn't live up to the hype. It's still a good game to play. You know what I mean? And it's probably fun, but it's just not what anybody expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So now that you're saying 100%, Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually the only Kingdom Hearts game that I finished 100%. So I don't know if that was because it was too easy.
Oh, really?
It was the first game that I was able to. It was the first game that I was able to synthesize the ultimate weapon. I've never been able to do that in any of the other games, but I did it. I did it in that game, and I was like,
so you got so mad at the game that you're like, yo, I'm gonna 100% this bad boy.
Because I never 100% any other game. So I was like, let me at least try to do this one before I'm done with this franchise forever. So this is the ultimate weapon, super hard to synthesize in the first game, and super hard to also synthesize. Maybe less hard in the second game, but definitely in the first game, it's hard to do. So this is the first time I was able to do it in the third game. And I was super proud of myself. But then I was like, F this game. And then I just turned it off. I was done after that. But yeah, it is a good weapon. It's definitely worth it if no one's ever synthesized it before. It's a fun and stressful activity.
The game, I feel like the game is too easy to go through all the work to synthesize the weapon. It's
actually kind of hard. Yeah, but it's worth it though. It's not easy to synthesize. You have to go through a lot to get all the materials in order to do it.
Right.
So it's very tedious and it's annoying to gather all.
But that's what I'm saying. Instead of if you can beat the game with the basic weapon, why am I gonna go through all of this to get the super weapon?
Because it's so cool. It's such a cool weapon. That's why.
It looks cool. Yes,
it's definitely a cool weapon to finish the last part of the game with. So I definitely made sure that I got everything before I went to the last part of the game, which was annoying. because again, it took a long time to gather all this stuff. But
and guess what, Shannon? I'm hyped for the next game. I can't wait.
It's a next Kingdom Hearts.
There is,
They didn't even finish the story.
James,
it's nowhere near done.
When we had that conversation like a couple months ago about Kingdom Hearts and like how there doesn't need to be any more, there wasn't in that article I was talking about. There was a little piece at the bottom that said that an untitled Kingdom Hearts game is in development.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, oh, Jesus,
let me beat
why?
this one.
I don't think there needs to be another one. To be honest, I think they just need to be done with the franchise.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't buy the next one if it did come out, but I would check it out, like a stream of it or something.
I don't think I could not buy it, but only if it's a main title game. If it's another bridge game, then no. But if another main title game is coming out, I'll buy it just because like I can't not buy it. But
I'm definitely interested to how the story progresses. Like I'm more interested in the story than the actual games. Like if the game comes out and it's good, yeah, I'll play. But I'm definitely gonna like continue the lore, you know.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
They got me.
I guess we'll see. So let's get into some stuff. Speaking of games, the Netflix gaming service is now available in the US, which I don't really know why anyone would care about this because one, it's only available on Android so far. So if you have an Android product, then you can play Netflix games. But they're only mobile games, and you can't use. It's not compatible with like any controller thing. So like if you have like the controllers they use for like you can't. It's not compatible with anything like that. You have to.
I'm sure they're gonna update that. They have to update that.
I would hope so because like right now it's not really anything. Like, why are you gonna go out of your way to play a mobile?
I wasn't hyped for it, but now that you said it's only on Android, I'm about to download
it. For now, they said they're gonna roll out on iOS in the next couple months. So enjoy your exclusivity while you have it.
I have to.
So some titles that they had pointed out, actually in this article, they only gave one. They have a Stranger Things game on here, and like that's it. Is that it? So
is it different from the mobile game that's out already for Stranger Things?
I didn't know there was a mobile game out for Stranger Things.
There's a mobile game, and I think there's an Xbox game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is titled Stranger Things 3, the game. So there was Stranger Things.
Oh, so that's probably the Xbox game, or the game that's on
interesting.
Xbox. I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation 2, maybe.
All right, Jaja, do you have a Netflix subscription?
Yes.
As the only one here that has an Android with a Netflix subscription, you have to go and play some games and tell us.
I'm gonna give you the scoop.
Update us next week on how that went. Yeah, because I think it's out already. I think it rolled out on the 3rd.
Speaking of new games, have you guys seen the reviews for this Guardians of the Galaxy game?
No. Is that out? Oh my God.
Yeah, and people are liking it a lot. I'm so confused.
Why? Why are you confused?
Because I wasn't hyped for it because it's similar to Marvel Avengers, except you only get to use one character, but the combat I hear is different, and people are really liking it. I might have to check it out, but not for $60. I'll tell you that.
Not worth full price. I mean, it might be worth it though.
Yeah. But it's getting really good reviews, like from the magazines, the critics, and the customers. So that's very interesting. So
it might be worth the $60 then if everyone likes it. You never know. I wouldn't pay for it though. No. Is that out for PlayStation or is that only out for Xbox?
It's out for both.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna play it either. You're right. So,
but I have a list of the top 10 most anticipated upcoming exclusives for Xbox.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear. You ready? You ready for number one?
Mm-hmm.
Halo Infinite, of course.
Okay.
That's right.
Yep.
We got Fable 4.
Fable's still going on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
wow.
Fable's fire. Don't sleep on Fable. We got State of Decay 3. Y'all probably don't even know this because y'all PlayStation heads. Y'all missing out. State of Decay is so fire.
Is that a zombie game?
Yeah, it's pretty much The Walking Dead in video game form. Like literally.
Okay, well, not for me.
You build communities and you hunt zombies, blah blah blah. Starfield, that's a Bethesda game. That's supposed to be a really huge anticipated game. We got Shredders, that's a snowboarding game. Crossfire X, I think that's similar to Call of Duty.
Okay.
We got Redfall. I don't really have it. It's a looter shooter.
Okay.
And then we got Warhammer 40K Dark Tide. That's going to be in 2022. So a lot of the ones I just said were for the holidays. I didn't say the exact dates, but everything I said from Crossfire, Shredders is 2022. Starfield is 2022. State of Decay is to be announced. Damn, that messes up the point I was going to make. But anyway, I got the list for PlayStation and Switch just so I'm not like super biased. So I can read those off for you guys as well.
Yes, read PlayStation off because I feel like you lost me in the last half of that list. I feel like I don't know what any of those games were.
So for you PlayStation heads out there,
Mm-hmm.
let me see. Let me go to the top of the page. The first one is Forsaken. Have you guys heard of that?
Do I know what that is?
Oh no, Forspoken. I'm sorry.
Nope. Mm-mm. Do you know what that is, James?
Does not ring
never
any
God
mind.
of
bells.
War. You got God of War Ragnarok coming out next year.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You got Gran Turismo 7.
Okay.
Yeah, not as good as Forza, so sorry. Ghostwire Tokyo. That's coming out next year. You got Wolverine.
Yes.
I'm hyped for that.
Looking forward to that
Spider-Man
one.
2.
How can you be
Definitely
hyped for
looking
that
forward
when
to
you
that
can't play it, Jaja?
I can get hyped for Sony games. I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer at heart, man. I don't care what system it's on. If it's a good game, I'm gonna find a way to play it. Straight. You got Sifu or Sifu, Sifu. You got Horizon Forbidden West.
Yes.
And I'm really jealous of this next one. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. That one I might have to get a PlayStation for. I'm sorry. So
that one alone, you might have to get a PlayStation for. You have to get a PlayStation to play Wolverine and play all the Spider-Man games also.
Yeah, you're right. But if I had to choose one,
okay.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I would choose Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That game is awesome. Let me see. I'm trying to get the Switch games right now. Okay, we got. What is this?
I just want to point out that I might be sounding biased because I'm a PlayStation owner, but I feel like our list of exclusives is a little better than the Xbox list.
I'm gonna say it was even. I'm gonna say it was even.
Okay.
Because we had some Halo. You can't sleep on Halo and Forza. You guys have Wolverine and what's the other one?
You're right. It might be equal. Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, we have Starfield might be a heavy.
But also God of War and Horizon. Those are big titles too.
Bag. Yeah. Oh, we're talking fanboys.
Look at that. Look at that.
All right. Got you. So first up, we got Shin Megami Tensei 5. Yeah,
this is Switch, right?
It's about to be, yeah.
Okay.
Then you got Metroid Dread. That's coming out in October. Well, that came out in October 8th. Triangle Strategy. That's coming out early next year. It looks like a JRPG of some kind. Bayonetta 3. We got Mario plus the Rabbids, Spark of Hope. That's coming out next year. We got Mario Party Superstars. That came out the 29th.
Yep, that's what I've been playing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. You got this one is coming out November 19th. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I'm down for anything Pokemon.
Is that the RPG or is that a different game?
No, it's the remake. It's the remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, what's the RPG one?
What's Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there you go.
What you're talking about?
Yes.
That's coming out January 28th.
Whoop, right around the corner. Can't wait for that game.
Yeah, it is.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
When's that coming out?
No, on that one.
Is there a release date?
Let me tell you. Nope, just next year. It doesn't say the season or anything.
It's disappointing.
And that is it for my Switch, the top 10 Switch games. So
Breath of the Wild 2 is probably not coming out. Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out in December of 2022, all the way at the end of the year, I bet you. So
I think I'm most hyped for the Switch list.
The Switch list has some pretty good stuff on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Breath of the Wild definitely, whenever that comes out, that needs to come out like tomorrow.
ASAP.
But I didn't finish Breath of the Wild 1, so never mind. I have to finish that.
Yeah. I've been talking a lot about exclusives, so I just wanted to give some details to see where everybody's at. But it looks like we're pretty even. I thought it was more Xbox heavy, but yeah, we got decent games coming out for everybody. But
we'll
I think
this on.
Most of them for Switch and PlayStation is for next year. I think Xbox has some coming out this holiday season.
Yeah.
Forza's coming out in a couple of days, and I'm gonna be playing that like crazy.
I think that's the only upside is that Xbox has more games coming out for the holidays, whereas PlayStation doesn't really have a lot coming out for the holidays this year. So, I wonder what the availability of PlayStation 5s are going to be for this holiday season, like for Black Friday and stuff. We'll see. There have been people that have been trying to get a PlayStation for the last year and still haven't been able to get one. So I'm wondering what's going to happen. So we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. Which is kind of like shameful on Sony that I mean, I don't know. Let me not blame them because there's shortages on like all kinds of materials now to make stuff. So I don't know what their deal is, but they need to be doing a little better. All right. Is there any other video game news? Actually, we'll ask our Instagram followers and our listeners. We'll probably post this as a promo. What exclusive list sounds better to you? And like, what are you more excited to play in the upcoming year? We'll see what they say. Anything else? Any other video game news noteworthy? I don't think so.
I'm good on video games right now.
A bunch of delays. That's all
I got everything I needed to off my chest.
Appreciate you for that, Jaja.
Yeah, thanks, Jaja. So on to other stuff because we gotta hurry up and get to the big part of this episode. So Avatar: The Last Airbender, it cast Daniel Day Kim as Firelord Ozai. Everyone loves Daniel Day Kim. He's really good. So I'm excited to see him in that role. He was in Shang-Chi, right? Or no, am I thinking about somebody else? No, he wasn't.
Not sure.
No. Sorry. That was my mistake. Wait, what was he in? I feel like I saw him in something recently. Let's see. Let's see. Wait. Now I have to figure this out because I don't want to seem like I'm just throwing people into random movies.
What's his name again?
Daniel Day Kim. I feel like I saw him in something recently.
What's his character in the... Oh, you don't know which movie he's in.
No, well, he's going to be playing Firelord Ozai in Avatar. Oh, he was in Divergent. That's where I recognize him from. Okay, never mind. I doubt you guys haven't seen Divergent, have you?
Nah.
I doubt it.
No.
Okay, no. Okay, never mind. So I saw that movie recently. That's why I'm picturing his face. Anyway, so the cast of Avatar is shaping out. I think that's the last casting that they had to do for the show. And I don't know. I think it's coming out next year, right? Let's see.
It needs to come out soon. I'm ready for it.
It's coming out. Yeah, it's coming out sometime next year. But how do you guys feel about them creating a whole Avatar? So Netflix is planning on creating a whole Avatar, or Nickelodeon rather. They're creating a whole Avatar universe. So there's gonna be multiple shows, multiple movies about Avatar lore, and they're all gonna connect to each other. Are you guys excited for that?
Listen, as long as they make a new ride at Universal, I'm down.
Avatar
if they do it well, I'll be excited for it.
Yeah, if they do it well, of course. You know, like making a cohesive universe takes a lot of thought.
How are they gonna make it? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are they gonna? They're gonna make spin-offs with the characters that are already in the show. That's gonna be kind of
probably.
I don't know about that one.
We'll see. Like I said, it takes a lot of planning and coordination. You know, Marvel has done it successfully. DC has not done it successfully at all. So I feel like it's harder than it looks. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Speaking of universes, we're learning also that there's going to be a Mario universe as well, because Donkey Kong, there has been announced that there's going to be a Donkey Kong movie starring Seth Rogen. It's reportedly in development, and Donkey Kong is also going to be a character in the Mario movie that Chris Pratt is starring in. So that's Donkey Kong getting his own solo movie from the Mario movie. So Mario universe. Mm-hmm.
We gotta continue this theory that James is on.
Try to tell you guys, the Smash Bros. Universe is coming.
He's on to something.
I forgot you said that. You're right. You might be right about that.
You heard it here first.
Wow, it might be true.
I don't Smash Universe.
I don't know if I'm here for this. I don't know how I feel about it. How do you guys? I don't know. When I picture Donkey Kong's voice, I don't hear Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this?
Well,
I need a trailer.
Yeah, I definitely need a trailer. I think it'll be like just a chill, fun movie. Nothing, no high stakes or anything like that.
Of course not. There's no high
Like,
stakes.
I can see it really being like a really good action comedy, you know?
Yeah. Like just a chill, mindless watch. Like you're just bored. Let me go check out that Donkey Kong movie. Like I feel like that's the vibe it should go for.
Kind of corny, but like might be funny, but like whatever.
What they can't do is make it too similar to like King Kong-ish. Like I don't want to think about King Kong when I'm watching Donkey Kong.
I don't think the two are similar at all. I don't think you're gonna be thinking about King Kong.
Get lazy.
So since Donkey Kong is stemming out of this Mario movie, who knows what other solo movies we're gonna get out of this? What do you think we're gonna see next?
Donkey Kong Jr.
I think we'll get a Bowser movie. Jack Black voicing Bowser. Nice. I think he'll get a movie.
What about Waluigi? Since they never like gave him anything anyway, maybe he'll get a film, and that'll be his big break. Since he still hasn't ended up in Smash Bros. Yeah, but I don't know if I want to watch a movie with Waluigi, so we'll see. Bowser, definitely. I would watch a Bowser movie. I would. But I guess we'll see. We'll see where they go with this. I'm like on the fence about this whole thing in general because I feel like there's too many video game animated movies coming out, and I feel like it's a lot to keep up with. But we'll see. We will see. And then speaking of Chris Pratt again, I don't know why Chris Pratt suddenly has a domination over animated characters now, but he's gonna be voicing Garfield in a new Garfield animated movie, which I'm confused because I thought there was already a Garfield movie. Didn't a Garfield movie already come out?
Yes, it did. Pretty recently too.
Why are we doing this again? I don't understand.
For nostalgia bucks.
Because Chris Pratt pulled a Mahershala Ali and just walked in there and was like, I want to be Garfield. Write the script.
Had to.
Oh my god.
Chris Pratt is the man, by the way.
I just feel like it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, there is already a Garfield movie. When did it come out? 2004. And I think there's two of them. 2006. Yeah, 2004, 2006. Was there a third one? 2007? I just don't know why. Like, I just feel like it's too soon. Like, it just, like, there was a whole franchise of Garfield movies, and it's definitely too soon to be rebooting that again. But this is the time that we're living in now. This is the world of, in America, this is the world of reboots.
Yep.
It's a little disappointing. Definitely not going to see that, though. Don't care to see it.
I wonder who the target audience would be for that. Like, who's like, man, I need a new Garfield movie.
Because stupid Gen X, but I hate Gen X. Anyway, they don't know anything about Garfield, right? Like, they don't know about Garfield comics or anything like that, unless they like went out of their way to find out about it. So, like, who is the audience is a good question. I feel like the adults, I feel like us, I feel like we don't really care enough to go see it. Like, the nostalgia is not there because, like, recently, like I said, there's already a Garfield franchise.
Now I'm interested to find out the people behind the production company and the movie company. If it's Disney, I have a theory, but I don't
think it's Disney. Let's see.
I'm interested.
And also, I take back what I said about Gen X because I don't know how much of our audience are Gen X listeners. I don't hate all of you. I just hate some of you that do stupid things. And I feel like there's a lot of stupidness going around in Gen X, but not for all of you. For the ones that have sense, sure. Okay. Who is this coming from? This is coming from Sony. It's Sony.
It's Sony.
Oh, Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
I don't know. Sony might be making so much money from this Marvel deal that they just like, let me just throw movies out there. See what I can everything.
Did Sony also do Sonic as well? Are they behind Sonic or is that another studio?
Not sure.
Let's check.
And also this Mario movie, is that also Sony or is that somebody else? Let's see.
Not sure. But real quick, do y'all remember me talking about like how on ESPN while I'm trying to watch like First Take or some sports show, they show Marvel commercials or they have some Marvel like related car commercial or something Marvel related. This is the newest thing that I've seen. So I watched the First Take. Stephen A. Smith's on there. They're making some joke about how he's dressed in all black like a biker. And then Molly, his co-host, gives him a helmet, a biker helmet for a gift. Mm-hmm. And it's a Venom helmet.
Oh, yeah. This is
Venom eyes.
Yeah.
Like the visor is like where his mouth is. So it was a dope helmet, but I'm like sitting there wondering, like, yo, this is product placement at its finest. Like, Venom is officially in the MCU. Like, if it wasn't sure before, I'm pretty sure now.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. For sure. Did you find that answer, James?
Yeah, Paramount. So Sony owns
Okay.
the rights to Sonic,
Okay.
but Paramount acquired it in 2017, and it looks like they're the ones that threw it out. So looks like Sony is the ones behind the Smash Bros. Cinematic Universe.
Would make sense.
I read an article that the rights.
I was gonna say we're gonna get Garfield as a DLC.
Oh God. I read an article the other day that the rights to Alvin and the Chipmunks are on sale for $300 million. So, which I feel like is a little much for Alvin and the Chipmunks, but for those movies.
Sure.
But
a reboot is coming soon.
Yeah. Oh God, no, Jesus.
Yo,
okay.
Alvin and the Chipmunks was popular back in the day. Y'all making me feel
no. Alvin and the Chipmunks was popular, but the first movie was actually pretty good. I remember watching that in the theater when I was in high school. The second one, I don't know about all that, but yeah, I don't think it needs to be rebooted again. You know what I mean? I feel like we can just leave that where it is.
If they're gonna do it, they got to do it as like a kid show, like no movie.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's get into some stuff because the Morbius trailer came out. Let's skip over the Letitia Wright stuff. So real quick, Letitia Wright got injured in August, and Black Panther production had to shut down because they finished filming all the scenes without her. So now they need her. So they have to wait for her injury to they have to wait for her to be able to return to work in order to
pretty much.
Yeah. So we'll see if that affects the release date of the movie or not.
We wish her a speedy recovery.
Yes. Speedy recovery for Letitia Wright. Morbius trailer. Did you guys watch it?
Yep,
yes.
I did.
Fire.
Wow. I know. I'm getting really excited for the before when the first Venom came out, the Sony Spider-Man Venom universe or whatever they're trying to create over there. It was kind of like, okay, but now I'm getting a little more excited for it as they start to introduce more villains and stuff like that. The trailer looked really good. Lots of Venom and Spider-Man references throughout the whole trailer. So
it's really making me think of something that we can table for next podcast, but we got to talk about the anti-hero. They're really promoting that style of hero these days.
Yeah, they are. For sure. So Morbius, was there a release date attached to Morbius?
Not sure.
Just says 2022.
Okay. Well, at least it's coming out this year. So it might be the end of the year. Who knows? I guess we'll see.
I think the biggest question I have from that trailer is like, he mentioned Venom's name like towards the end of the trailer. He's like, I'm Venom. And then we saw Venom get transported to the MCU. So does this mean Morbius is in the MCU, or is he in the Sony Spider-Verse? Or is it, my bigger theory is that they're trying to, like, Sony's literally trying to merge the Spider-Verse into the MCU and just leave it there and make their check off of that.
So that's the thing. I don't really know, especially with all of the stuff that happened with Sony and Marvel like a couple years ago when they almost lost the rights to Spider-Man. I feel like they're trying to create a thing where it's like coexisting like side by side, but not really officially merged. Yeah. So I mean, it's a very interesting time for Sony and Spider-Man and Marvel. I don't know what's going on. But if Morbius does end up in the MCU as well, which I feel like he might, because as we saw from the Eternals end credit scene, the introduction of a certain character, I feel like everything might be merging into one. We'll see. Did you watch?
I'm not sure. I was watching a YouTube video. I don't know if it's the Eternals end credit scene or a scene in the Morbius trailer where they said it's supposed to be Blade's voice.
That was the Eternals end credit scene. Yeah.
The Eternals. Okay. Yeah. I didn't see.
That's why I was saying, like, because Blade is now introduced, and Morbius has direct connection to Blade also. Like, I feel like it's all gonna smash in there. I feel like
it has to
probably be combined. Yeah. Right.
I want to see Morbius and Blade in the same movie now. Like, that has to happen.
We got to get it.
It has to happen.
Has to happen.
Has to happen. It does. So I guess this is an exciting time for Marvel because I guess we can get into Eternals a little bit now. We won't spoil. Oh my God, Judge, you said you don't care if we spoil it. I
really don't care.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I feel like the Eternals is opening a whole new possibility for new stories in the MCU. That's how I felt. James, did you like them? First, let's start off plain and simple. Did you like the movie?
I like the movie.
Okay, and I'm actually really surprised that you like the movie because I know that you're heavy on action, and this movie was very heavily based on story and like a little less on action. So I was surprised that you actually liked it. Well, I wasn't sure if you're gonna like it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't too much action to the point where we didn't understand what was going on. Like, have you guys watched God of High School?
No.
The anime?
Oh yes,
No,
I
it's
watched
on
the
my
first
list.
couple
Okay,
episodes, but I didn't like it.
It's too much, yeah.
Yeah.
That one, it's too much action in that. Like, you don't know what's going on. It's just they're throwing hands the entire time, and you're like, what's going on? But yeah,
now I want to watch it more.
Yeah, there's too much action in that. But this one, there's the appropriate amount of action and storytelling. So it's like, okay, I understand what's going on and why they're fighting. Like God of High School, it basically starts off with a fight scene, and then it kind of tries to describe stuff later on. But yeah, you just get lost in the sauce. But yeah, I really liked Eternals here.
Yeah. So Eternals, this movie got a lot of bad reviews, and I was kind of nervous going into it on whether I would like it or not. But I actually really liked it. I liked it a lot, but my boyfriend who I went to see it with, he hated it. He did not like it at all. I guess, and like a lot of people feel that sentiment, but I don't know, like if people were expecting, like a typical Marvel movie has a fair amount of action in it. Like the ratio of action to story, usually the action is a little more, but the Eternals was like 2.5 hours, and the story, it was like 90% story, like 10% action, right? Is that like an accurate action to story ratio, you would say?
Yeah.
So maybe like a lot of people thought it was.
Oh, snap. My camera, I don't know what just happened. Wait, can you guys still hear me?
Technical
yeah, we can hear you, but you have like color bars up. I don't know what's going on.
You got the rainbow screen up.
Was I talking too much trash about God of High School? Man,
I've never seen that happen before. That's very interesting. So it was mostly story, which I feel like was necessary because there's so many of them. There's so many characters. And I feel like if it was more action than story, then everyone would kind of be lost, you know what I mean? And no one would get fleshed out properly. But I feel like they also realized they didn't have the time to flesh people out properly, which is why they ended up killing off. How many of them died? 2 of them? 2? 3? 2? 2.
Some of them died? They killed off an Eternal?
Yes, they did. See, sorry, spoiler.
I tried to count it at the end, but I couldn't get like an accurate count.
I think it was only 2. I won't say who died just for the sake of Jaja, but yes, a couple of them did die. And I feel like
I'm gonna see
maybe more, yeah, because it started off with like 10, right? 10. They ended with like I don't remember how many. Yeah, I might gotta rewatch it.
Yeah, I think it was only 2 of them that died. I'm pretty sure it was only 2. But if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But yeah, so they did, and I feel like that's necessary because there's too many of them for us to care about. You know what I mean? And that was my main concern going into it. I'm like, there's so many. Like, how are we gonna? But I really like how it ties into Greek mythology. I really like how it ties into like historical events. I thought it was really cool. It was very different. And I think that's why people didn't like it, because they were probably expecting the normal formula for a Marvel movie, but it was very different than any of the Marvel movies we've seen up until this point.
Yeah, so. The origin stories from Marvel.
Yep. So I think
what you're describing is pretty much what I've heard from the reviews. But I have a question for y'all, because one of the biggest gripes I've heard is that, like, if this wasn't a Marvel film, you wouldn't know it was in the MCU. Like, yes, there's no
that's true.
real references or crossovers or whatever.
Yeah, well, they mentioned Thanos. Someone asked, like, why didn't you guys? Oh, so that was a good thing that they did. Someone explicitly asked, like, why didn't you help with Thanos? So they explained, like, hey, we're not supposed to get involved in anything going on with the humans. They actually mentioned Superman too, so that was pretty cool.
They did.
Right.
They did mention.
But those
Superman.
are 2 things from the trailers that I saw. Like those, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of heavy references to Thanos, but they did mention Thanos a couple times. And so after you see the movie, the plot of the movie, and you figure out like what's going on with the Celestials and what their plan was, there's a whole bunch of theories going around that Thanos snapping half of the universe out of existence was actually his attempt to save the planet Earth from eventual destruction by a Celestial being born. And I was like, you know what? That checks out. And now I believe that Thanos was trying to save humanity.
Oh, Thanos, the anti-hero.
Yeah, Thanos is another possible anti-hero.
Activate the emergence or whatever?
No, so what happened was, the emergence happens when there is like a lot of human energy. Like there's enough human energy that'll cause the emergence to happen. So Thanos snapping half of the population off the Earth actually delayed the emergence. They talked about that in the movie. It delayed the emergence because there wasn't enough human energy. And what started the emergence was the Avengers bringing everyone back to Earth. So
I'm mad now because that makes absolutely no sense to me.
Wait, how? Wait, what do you mean? How does that not make sense?
Because if the emergence should have been happening before the snap, then.
I mean, kind of. Maybe there wasn't enough population on Earth at the time. You know, maybe they were. I don't know. You're right, but you know, they didn't think that far ahead. But anyway,
yeah.
Since Thanos is an Eternal, I mean, they don't really talk about that in the movies. So like, maybe he's not in the MCU, but in the comics, he's an Eternal. So like, maybe like the Celestial that he was born from, maybe, you know, maybe he was working in conjunction with him to kind of like stop the destruction of Earth. Who knows? But I'm gonna choose to view Thanos as an anti-hero now. I am. So I wonder if anyone else feels the same way about Thanos. If you do, let us know in the comments. But what else? But yeah, so Thanos was like mentioned a couple times. But besides that, if you took those Thanos references out and like the one reference they made to the blip out, then you wouldn't really know that it was a Marvel movie. It's true. It's very different and very like separate from everything else that's happening. So that is very true. James, did you have a moment of the movie that stuck out to you or that you really liked?
I mean, definitely the final sequence, once it was like action all the way. The reveal of like who's the good guys, who's the bad guys kind of thing. Yeah. When they all kind of realized like, wait, are we the good guys? Like that was probably one of my favorite parts for sure. I mean, they were there thinking, all right, this is our mission. We're doing this for the greater good. And then they find out the truth of like what's really going on. So then they kind of had to question themselves of like, are we doing the right thing? I like that part.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but I'm just really trying to get into the mind of why people didn't like the movie. And if you didn't like the movie, I would like you to comment on our YouTube channel or on our Instagram page as to why you didn't like it. Because I thought it was really refreshing. You know what I mean? It was a very nice turn of pace from the things that we usually come to expect from a Marvel movie. So I enjoyed it.
One of my guy comics explained, he was like that it's hard to get people to care about those characters because there's actually no need for them in the MCU at all. Like their mission is to protect the Earth from deviants or whatever. But we know like several beings in the MCU that are stronger than Eternals. So it's like why they don't need to be there to protect them because there's people there that can do that. But it's hard to like that's what the problem was in the comics, that it was hard to like care about them. You know what I mean? Like
that's a good point too. Because I personally like I like this movie, but I personally think that I could live without seeing another Eternals movie.
Exactly. You know, like, after the movie, they're gonna forget their names. We're gonna be mispronouncing them like they're forgettable characters.
But yeah, because it's hard to imagine. Like at the end of the movie, it did say the Eternals will return, but it's hard to like imagine where they're gonna pop up next. It's either gonna be in their own movie or it's gonna be somewhere else. But I can't imagine like where else they would pop up.
They should get a show.
Yeah, I mean that would work too. But really quickly, it was the first movie. It was a record-breaking movie from Marvel because it was the first Marvel movie that featured a sex scene, which I thought was really awkward, the sex scene, but you know, whatever. So that was the first Marvel movie that had a sex scene in it. And it was the first Marvel movie that had a same-sex romance on screen. So Fastos, the guy who played Fastos, which I forgot his real name, he's also in Atlanta.
Paperboy.
Yes, he's also in Atlanta. So Yep. So he was gay. He's gay in the movie. And like, we see like a couple moments of interaction between him and his husband unseen before, which I thought was kind of cool. Unfortunately, the movie did get pulled in Saudi Arabia and other Arab countries for the portrayal of the same-sex romance on screen, which kind of sucks. But I thought it was cool that for the first time, like this is like, you know, they're breaking a couple boundaries and we're seeing those kind of things happen.
And we had a deaf hero as well.
Go ahead, James.
Oh, so I'm saying, and we had a deaf hero as well. So there, a lot of characters are even doing sign language on screen.
Yeah, for the deaf hero. Yep, for what's her name? Makari. Yes, she was deaf, and yeah, we saw a lot of like sign language, like sign and stuff like that. So that was cool, also.
I was gonna say I have nothing against. It's cool that they included the same-sex scene in the movie, but it's interesting that they went from having none of that to not only are they introducing sex into the MCU. They're introducing same-sex like relationships, which is fine, and they're doing like the guy version of it. You know what I mean? I feel like those three combined, like you're gonna hear feedback.
Well, I would just want to point out that the sex scene was between a man and a woman. It wasn't the gay couple. Yeah, the same sex. Yeah. So there was a same-sex couple. We only saw them kiss though. Like there was no sex scene with them, but the sex scene was between Icarus and
that changes
Cersei.
everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I was like,
that's
still be
interesting
keeping
that
up
they would go
regardless.
that route to just like do it like that. You know what I mean? But I get it.
But yeah, good on the MCU for that. So that was also cool. And I feel like I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something else I liked about the movie. But yeah, no. I understand what your friend was saying about like not really caring about them in the future, just because like I don't really know, since they're not supposed to be interfering in other worldly events, like what else are we gonna see them doing? But I do think that there is gonna be, so at the end of the movie. Oh, by the way, I also really liked like the CGI of the Celestials and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool because it was really cool to see them like so large to scale and like a few like different scenes. I do think the end of the movie opens up, opportunity for, what's his name? Arishem? Arishem was his name, the Celestial, right? For him to pop up literally anywhere, because he did say that he was going to return in judgment for the Earth once he sees if humans are, if they deserve to live or not, which I won't get into too much details about that for Jaja, but I feel like that leaves opportunity for him to pop up literally anywhere at any time in the MCU. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. Do you agree with that, James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't imagine this, the Eternals, like let's say Dr. Doom pulls up and starts wreaking havoc, like that's a human kind of thing, so they won't be involved. Or, well, I mean, I guess they can break the rules now because
because they did it already. Yeah.
So maybe that's how they will shoehorn themselves in, is like, all right, we don't have to follow the old rules we were following. Let's start wreaking havoc. Well, not wreaking havoc, but if somebody pulls up to wreak havoc, we can jump in and join alongside the Avengers.
But I feel like maybe a certain incident that's going to happen, like with a future MCU villain, will, trigger Arishem to be like, okay, the world, like Earth needs to go. You know what I mean? Like humans aren't worthy to live. And then I would feel like they would intervene to try to stop Arishem from destroying the Earth. So I feel like that's a good point for them to bring them back in. But like, who knows when that's going to happen? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So I just really, okay. So before we get into the end credit scene quickly, what do you rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
7.
Yeah, I give it a 7.5. I don't think it was bad. I really enjoyed it. My boyfriend literally did not like it at all. He hated it.
Oh, wow.
He did not like it. So I'm just like, it wasn't bad. It was just different. Whatever. I feel like if you're an action person and you were really expecting this to be full of action, maybe that's why you're disappointed. I don't know. But so the end credit scene, there are 2 end credit scenes. The first one introduces a whole new character, which if you're not familiar with Marvel Comics, you're probably very confused as to who it was on your screen. James, were you confused or did you know who it was?
Yeah, I had no idea who that guy was.
Okay. Yes. So I was confused at first too, but then after seeing his face, I'm like, oh, I know who this is because I read the Infinity Saga, the comics. So I know which Eros, who's Thanos' brother, that's who popped up in the first end credit scene. I do know about him from reading the Infinity Saga. So I was like, oh, that's this guy. So a couple people in the theater were hype. A couple people were confused. And again, if you didn't read the comics, you literally have absolutely no idea who it is. But it is Thanos' brother, played by Harry Styles. I don't know how I feel about the casting choice of all these A-list celebrities in these movies. I don't know how I feel about Harry Styles playing Eros, but I guess we'll see. Also, I didn't like the CGI of the little elf that was with him. I feel like it was too fake looking. What do you think?
Yeah, they must have ran out of budget at that part.
They must have, because it was really it was bad. It was bad CGI. I have to.
What, it wasn't like the Loki, Mrs. Time. What do you call the little time?
Oh, Miss Minutes.
Miss Minutes, yeah.
Well, Miss Minutes was like different. She was like a hologram. I feel like that was kind of weird, but it kind of worked. But this was like very stark, like CGI of like a real living creature that's supposed to be there, and it just looks so weird. You know what I mean? It looks so fake.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we do get the introduction of Eros, who's Thanos' brother, and he's obviously gonna have something to do with the next movie as well. Or some people are saying that we'll see him next in Thor: Love and Thunder. So because Eros is the god of love, so that's why they think that he'll probably be in that movie next. So we'll see also what happens with that. And then the second end credit scene introduces Black Knight, which he was in the movie the whole time, but we really didn't know who he was supposed to be. But Dane, what's his name? Dane in the movie? Anyway, Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. He is gonna be the Black Knight going forward. And so we kind of see his origin story happen in the second end credit scene as well, when he's reaching for the ebony blade is the name of the sword. Yeah. And then that's when we hear the voice when he's about to pick it up. And the voice is like, are you sure you're ready for that? And we didn't know immediately who it was because they didn't show his face. It's just the voice. But I think it's confirmed now that it was Mahershala Ali's voice. I think the director confirmed it. So there was a lot of speculation at first, but now it's confirmed. So Blade has made his official introduction into MCU as well. So I feel like it was an important movie for introducing those elements, because I don't know where else Blade was gonna like make up, like, you know, I don't know where else Blade was gonna pop up. You know, I don't know where he was gonna make his entrance. That made sense. So it kind of makes sense here. So, you know, a lot of big things, a lot of big character introductions for the future of the MCU. So I feel like this is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, looking forward to it, especially Blade.
A lot of people were saying that the voice sounded like Jeffrey Wright, you know, the Watcher. I'm like, that does not sound like him. It doesn't sound like him. But that's what people thought until it was actually confirmed that it was Mahershala Ali.
How can you mistake his voice? His voice is so distinct.
I know, and it didn't sound like him. I was like, that's not
nah.
Yeah, but a couple people did think that, so I don't know.
I love the beginning of What If episodes. I used to watch the opening just to hear his voice. Time, space. It's all just a linear path. I love that
line. But yeah, I liked the movie a lot. The end credit scenes were exciting. We still don't know when Blade is going to come out. There's still no release date, but we know that it's coming. So I'm wondering if we're going to see more of Blade. If Morbius, if like they really are crossing like Sony into Marvel for like the Spider-Verse, I'm wondering if we'll see Blade pop up in the Morbius movie. Who knows? We'll see. But I hope so. But yeah, it's not really clear where any of these characters.
When is Morbius coming out?
January. I think like January 20.
This January?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
That's pretty soon.
That is soon. It's literally right around the corner. I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. Wow. Okay. But yeah, it's unclear where all these characters are going to pop up next, but I guess we'll see in the coming movies. I feel like there's a strong possibility for them to pop up again in Thor. But we'll see. I don't know why people didn't like it. I enjoyed it. It was different.
I'm ready for another Kang Easter egg. We need more Kang.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I kind of forgot about Kang in the midst of all that. I kind of definitely forgot about him. But now that we haven't seen him yet, I have a feeling that we're really not going to see him until Ant-Man, which is not coming out until 2020.
I'm going to be so mad if that happens.
Unless a second season of Loki comes out before Ant-Man, which I doubt. I mean, maybe. But I feel like we're not going to see him again until Ant-Man.
We got 2 weeks until Hawkeye now, right? That's the next Marvel thing.
Yep, the next Marvel thing. And now we're back on a completely different path. Like, it's kind of funny how like it's branching now, and it's like two story paths that kind of are not going to have anything to do with each other. Like Hawkeye is not going to have anything to do with any of this eternal magic stuff. It's becoming more distinct between the mystical part of Marvel and like the regular, like earthly part of Marvel. Does that make sense? Which is, yeah, it's kind of weird to go back and forth. But yeah, let us know what you thought about the Eternals. If you haven't seen it and you're kind of on the fence about seeing it because of the reviews, I always say that you should just see something for yourself, especially if you're a fan of Marvel movies. You should never skip something because, you know, of the reviews are bad. If you're a real Marvel fan, you should always go see it. So
yeah, never just listen to the critics. You guys make your own opinion.
Yes, definitely make your own opinions for this movie, because I definitely think it's something that you'll end up liking, even though, you know, people are saying that it's bad for whatever reason. But yeah. Is there anything else? Any final thoughts on the movie, Gene?
Nah, I think people should check it out. Form their own opinions here.
Yeah. And the cast was very diverse too, so that was another good thing. There was all different types of people in there. Kumail Nanjiani was probably one of my favorite characters. He was funny. Although I didn't like how he was absent for the last battle and then popped up again at the end. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. But okay. Jaja, do you have anything else before we wrap?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. So as always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Blerdsnerds, subscribe to our YouTube channel, send us an email at blerdsnerds@gmail.com, and rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast listening app of choice. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja. Peace.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.